Williams, aka Young Thug trial. Today we got Trontavious Stevens, uh, allegedly his co-defendant, but allegedly the co-founder of YSL. And I'm picking up right where I left off. This will be part 8. So if you're just tuning in, there's 7 more parts before this. This is actually his 3rd day on the stand, with day 1 and 2 being rather hilarious. But this ain't no laughing matter because they got these boys nuts in the sling right now. And Mr. Stevens here, I do not recall if y'all been keeping up with me. On day 2, that's all he kept saying was I do not recall. But anyway, today he teeter-totted. Like, it's almost like he having regrets now, but it's too late to turn back because we seen him point people out, give information up on drugs, the trap, who was in the trap location, pointed, like I say, plenty of people out in pictures, and he all through the paperwork. So at this point, I mean, I wouldn't have got myself into this, first of all, but at this point, he might as well go on and do what he agreed to do, because they'll come right back behind him and he'll be facing some of these same charges. But like I say, I'm gonna let it roll from where we left off. He got getting chilly in that courtroom. He requested a jacket.
And just for ladies and gentlemen, jury, the young lady who's handing that to the sheriff is your lawyer?
I sustain objection.
Okay.
What, I ain't supposed to have my jacket?
So you put your jacket on, sir.
Oh.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you questions?
Yeah.
Mr. Stevens, who's the young lady who handed the sheriff the jacket?
My attorney, Chrissy Gladden.
Okay. Now, Mr. Porter or Boo, to your knowledge, did he help Jefferery career?
He was like known in Atlanta, and like he was popular in like the Atlanta nightclub scene. So yeah, he often got us in the older clubs and stuff to get, yeah.
And when you're saying he was popular with the nightclub scene, you're talking about Mr. Porter, Quentin Porter?
Yeah.
And was he instrumental, is my word, that's a bad word. Did he assist getting, if you know, getting Jefferery to play in these other clubs?
Yeah, insisted on getting us inside the club and the music played.
One more time, couldn't you?
He assisted getting us inside the club and getting the music played.
Okay. And if you know, did Quentin Porter himself and others, he have put up posters around the neighborhood saying, everybody go to this establishment, Mr. Williams or Jefferery's going to be, Young Thug is going to be playing, and everybody would come out. Is that true?
Nah, but he told everybody though.
Okay.
If he said something at a party, that helped the party.
One more time.
If Boo said something at a party, that helped the party.
If Boo said,
Like, if you promoting a party or like saying something about a party, yeah, that helped.
okay, so if Mr. Porter or Boo promoted this event
Yeah,
that Jeffrey's playing, people would go. That's
in
what,
the event, yeah,
that's what I heard you say.
yeah.
Okay. And was Jeffrey's music being played locally in the streets? That when he was 16, 17 years of age?
Yeah.
And was Mr. Porter or Boo also would bring out a lot of people to watch Jeffrey perform? Is that true?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Okay. Okay. Now, Mr. Porter was affiliated, he God forbid is deceased. Is that true? To your knowledge? Is that true?
Yeah.
And he was affiliated with the Bloods. He talked about himself being a member of the Bloods. Is that true? And rock crew.
That man said, Clinton said a lot of things. Boo said a lot of things.
Okay. Do you know whether you heard him say that he was part of the Bloods
Objection.
or rock crew?
Hold on.
What was the objection?
It was hearsay.
Not for the truth of the matter asserted.
Rephrase your question. Hold on, wait a second. Hold on, just I'm saying objection.
Now, when you would go to Jeffrey's shows, would you consider him a great performer? Did he do a great job?
Yeah.
And was it fun watching him perform?
Yeah.
And was it fun being in the audience and watching him perform?
Yeah.
A lot of girls?
Yes.
And people were drinking at the establishments?
Yeah.
And Jeffrey was becoming popular in the area. Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah.
Before Jeffrey started to perform and get a reputation for being a rapper in the area, would you consider him to be shy? Was he shy?
Objection, Your Honor, on
Basis.
generalization, the time frame.
I sustain the objection. You can rephrase, Mr. Steele.
Before Jeffrey became popular by performing, was he shy? Was he quiet? How about that?
Objection made.
I sustain the objection.
How would you consider and describe Jeffrey's demeanor outside of performing?
No, I feel like he was always thinking.
He's always what?
Thinking.
Okay. Do you remember him when he did speak, covering up his mouth or putting his arm around his mouth? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You remember his teeth being, in his opinion, I'm not saying they were, in his opinion, being
Objection.
Unattractive.
That's a speculation.
I sustain the objection.
were his teeth perfect like they are today?
Mm-mm.
Take it up, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, by the time Jeffrey's 20 years old, you're approximately 18 years of age. Is that fair?
Yeah.
And is it fair to say that by that time, Jeffery is well-known performer on Cleveland Avenue and elsewhere?
By the time I'm 18,
Yeah. You remember Jeffery putting out mixtapes? I Came From Nothing in 2011. Remember those mixtapes?
I remember I came from none of this tape, but the exact dates that they came out, I don't remember that.
That's okay. But by the time those tapes were coming out, Jeffery had a good following. Is that fair to say? He was popular.
Yeah.
And he was performing throughout Atlanta. Is that true? Yes?
Yeah.
He was performing South Georgia. Is that true?
Yeah.
In Alabama, right?
Can't remember the exact states, but I know he was performing.
Do you remember Florida and South Carolina?
Oh, I remember Savannah, because they used to always have over the spring break. Savannah used to like have, that was a tourist attraction area over the spring break. Peach Crust, Orange Crust.
Do you remember by 2012, the next year? Jeffrey's about 21, you'd be about 19. 2013, Jeffrey's with a record label. You know who Gucci is?
Yeah.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen, jury, who that is.
Tell,
Who Gucci is.
another Atlanta artist, rap artist.
And do you know if he signed Jeffrey to the record label?
Yes.
And then in approximately 2012, 2013, so Jeffrey would be approximately 21, 22. You'd be about a year and a half under that. Jeffrey was with a gentleman named Brian Williams, Birdman, and doing Rich Gang. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but I don't know no dates though.
That's okay. That's okay. And do you remember that 2013, 2014, Jeffrey had gigantic hits playing on the radio throughout the world?
I'm sorry. I'd ask that Mr. Steele
Basis.
repeat the question. I just didn't hear it. I couldn't hear him. But Dave said.
You can rephrase it, Mr. Steele, or repeat it. Repeat, what's asking you to just repeat it.
Mr. Stevens, by 2013, 2014, do you remember Jeffrey having big hits? Stoner, do you know that song?
Yeah.
Danny Glover, you know that song?
Yes.
Lifestyle, you know that song?
Yes.
Were they all, in your opinion, major hits?
Yes.
Okay. And by that time, Jeffrey's approximately 22, 23. You'd be a year and a half under, so you'd be approximately 20, 21, something like that. Does that sound right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry.
Never.
No, I did not mean to interrupt you.
No, cause you keep on saying the 2 year. Every time his birthday change, mine change.
Exactly. Was that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember during that time, 2013, 2014, seeing Jeffrey come up in magazines? People writing about him in Rolling Stone and Complex. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nah, I can't. I don't recall that.
Do you remember him having followers on social media?
Yeah. No.
Lots of followers. You remember that?
Yeah.
And during all that time, from when you met Jeffrey to the time we're talking about, and we stopped approximately 2013, 2014 for now. how many times did Jeffery Williams ever commit a crime in support of Rock Crew, to further the interests of Rock Crew? Tell the jury.
I don't recall. I don't recall.
Does that mean no?
Objection, Your Honor.
I sustain the objection.
How many times has Jeffery committed a crime? We're going to go up to that year because we're going to keep talking other dates, okay? How many times has Jeffery committed a crime to further the interests of the YSL gang?
I don't recall. I don't know.
You were committing, and I'm not insulting you.
Right.
I'm not trying to insult you.
Right.
But you were committing crimes during that whole time that you met Jeffery until we stopped about 2014. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
You were committing crimes such as theft, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Potentially drug dealing. I know that came later, but potentially around the drug dealing. Is that true?
Yes.
Potentially armed robberies. Is that true?
Yeah.
And armed robbery means that not only did you take like my possession, like if I was the person targeted, you took, like say my watch, but you did it with an offensive weapon, like a knife, a gun, brass knuckles, something like that. You understand that's the term?
Yeah. I ain't robbed nobody though.
Okay, that's why I'm asking you. So it's thefts, fair to say?
Yeah.
True?
True.
Okay. And you did that because you wanted instant gratification. You wanted whatever, the laptops, the jewelry, the car, whatever it was. You wanted it right then, right?
I don't know why I did it.
Okay. Now, when you said earlier that in approximately, and if you didn't use this date, that's fine. That's fine. Somewhere around 2012, 2013, 2014, something like that. You wanted to change from identifying as Rock Crew to a new place, YSL. Is that fair to say? You said something like that?
Yes.
And I know the dates are not perfect, and that's you made that clear. No one's trying to trick you. But can you tell in age or in an event what possible year that was? And if you can't, just say it was around that time. I don't know.
Oh. She I know the date. She told me the date. It was like
You mean in your plea agreement?
no, she said something about October when it happened. I think me and my lawyer went over it. When that statement was made,
Which statement are you talking about?
that you saying that I no longer want to go by Rock Crew.
If
Squad. Trontavious Stevens on the stand right now in the YSL RICO trial. Georgia versus Jeffery Williams. I'm gonna end it right here, and we're gonna pick up on part 9. I don't want the videos to be too long. Meanwhile, hit the like button. Let's get these videos out there in the algorithm. Fly High Productions, Mr. Follow Up. Salute.